Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is AJ from Greater Westtown. I'm here to talk to you for a few minutes about our training programs, specifically about shipping and receiving, but I would also like to give you some information about our other programs that we have available. We are a non-for-profit organization that focuses on workforce development. So if you're interested in finding employment, in receiving a trade at no cost, please keep on watching so you can learn more about our program, what we do, how we do it, and then exactly when our next classes are. So at Greater Westtown, we focus on two trades, mainly woodworking or flat surface manufacturing and shipping and receiving, transportation, distribution, and logistics. So like I said, I'll be talking to you more specifically about the shipping and receiving training program. But in general, we would just like to let you know that we also have a woodworking flat surface manufacturing program that is also at no cost. The training program for the woodworkers is a little bit longer, but it still follows the same pattern. You would have to go through the same steps to apply and in order to be accepted into our program. We have our upcoming classes will be at the end of May and beginning of June. To be exact, the shipping and receiving one will be the last Tuesday in May, and the woodworking program will be the first Monday in June. So you have some time, if you're watching this today, to get the information, give us a call or stop by for an information session, an in-person information session, in order to make a decision to see if we are a good fit for what your plan is or what your goal is, if it involves in a job placement or training to then be followed by a career job. Aside from our two training programs, I'd also like to mention that if you're not interested in training but you're still looking for employment, we do have a separate department. It's called Career Pathways. So you can call the same number that I'll provide to you later today or later in a few minutes and be able to call them and just ask for the Career Pathways. They'll help you find employment directly without having to attend any of our adult learning programs or our trade programs. So let me get started by talking about who we are. If I can get the first slide. We are Greater Westtown Vocational Training Program. Our mission is to build a community-based response to for low-income communities of color in order to find not only employment opportunities but also educational opportunities. We focus primarily on the west side of Chicago, hence Westtown, but we do provide services to everybody in the city of Chicago, and even if you live right outside on the collar suburbs around the city, if you can get to our training program, we'd love to have you apply and see if you could be a part of our training program. Next slide. So the overview of our program, specifically in shipping and receiving, we are 380 course hours or 12 weeks of training. Our shipping and receiving has an 88% job placement rate. And in the past year, we've been able to find, on average, starting wages for shipping and receiving jobs at about $19.75. So the reason why our program it is lengthy. We are accredited by the ACCSC and the IBHE. One is a state accreditation and the other one is a federal accreditation. So we are under the Illinois Board of Higher Education as a provider for adult education. And for the Department of Education as well, we have our ACCSC accreditation. What that entails, or with that, the reason why I mention that is because our programs not only do industry training, but we will also do adult literacy, adult reading, adult math, in order to better prepare you for what you'll need in the workplace. In addition to those, we also train in digital literacy or computer skills. We'll provide financial literacy, some health literacy classes, and then job readiness classes. Job readiness to enhance your resume, but also to be able to develop your interview skills, being able to talk to companies, and the ability to provide or to provide good questions while you're in the interview process. One of the things that we've noticed a lot of employers ask is about the ability for the trainee or the applicant to be able to ask good questions related to the job industry or to the job that they're looking for. During some of our trainings, we'll provide you with good questions to ask a job, and especially a better understanding of the industry of shipping and receiving. The skills training, I'll follow that up with a slide, but the skills training that we focus on is to provide you the knowledge, and then because of our warehouse, we have a simulated warehouse setting. You're able to then develop your skills or to enhance your skills. Anything that we are instructing on is based on knowledge of our instructors, but that doesn't immediately equate to developing skill. That is one of the reasons why the 12 weeks is very important. You're able to come in every day, Monday through Friday, and train on these skills so that you're better prepared when you apply for employment. Our training is Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 3:30 in the morning. That does kind of, that limits opportunities for some individuals that are currently working, but if there ever is an opportunity for you to participate in a program like ours, please give us a call, and we'll make sure to get you enrolled. We don't want anyone to lose an opportunity for financial support currently, so I'm not asking you to limit yourself on your ability to receive financial support from your current employment. But the reason that we do train during the day is to get individuals ready for the workforce on like a first shift type of time frame. Our employment and job opportunities, we help you, connect you with employers that will make it not only will give you practice when you're doing interviews, but also give you opportunities to interview and to be able to visit sites so you can see the locations that you will possibly be working at. We are not a staffing agency. You do not have to go to work with our employer partners, but we do have them available in case they are a good fit or a good match. Our focus is to make sure that you are placed in employment, and more specifically placed in a warehouse setting, transportation, distribution, logistics, and a lot of people will ask, what are the skills that you train on, and why are the wages so high? One of the reasons we're able to find employer partners that provide higher wages is because when we work with our employer partners, they understand that anybody that we send is vetted through us for the past 3 months. They've gone through the training. They've received certification, not only in a general warehouse setting, but we also do specific certifications in forklift, National Safety Council, OSHA, digital literacy certificates. So after you complete our program, you'll be able to then go into the workforce with more knowledge and hopefully with a better skill set to work in warehousing and shipping and receiving. When on the placement at top 88 percentile, we consistently work with our trainees or our graduates, our alumni, to make sure that they are employed, and not only that they're employed, but that they retain employment. So we do follow up to a year with all of our alumni as best as possible to make sure that they are in the right place that they need to be. Sometimes jobs don't work, and we understand that that's just part of life, but that doesn't mean that we will stop providing services for you. So if you come through our program, you find employment, but maybe that employment doesn't fit you for whatever reason, you could always come back to Greater Westtown and talk to our job developer and find other opportunities for employment so that we can move you, or you can move yourself to a place where you would want to be at. Next slide. So our shipping and receiving training. So these are the topics that we will talk about and show you more in detail if you attend one of our information sessions. Our warehouse is a simulated warehouse. There you'll have hands-on experience with the computerized inventory control, with picking and packing, RF barcode scanning. We also train on the UPS World Ship and the FedEx shipping systems. Like I mentioned before, we do forklift certification at Greater Westtown. You won't have to go off-site for that. OSHA certification is done on-site at our location, digital literacy, and then industry reading and math. The industry reading and math, I'll start with the last one. It's contextualized to the training program. So for shipping and receiving, there is a need to know some rudimentary or basic math skills. We're talking addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We're not going to go into geometry or any type of long algebra, but we do need to make sure that the trainees that graduate from our program have the skills, the math skills that will help them on the job. My go-to story, because I did work in the shipping and receiving industry, is that we used to receive items of 7. So my multiplication tables of 7 were really good after a few years of working in that warehouse, and that is one of the skills that maybe if we don't use it regularly, we lose it. So just like me, I haven't used 7 multiplication tables daily in a few years. So it does become a little bit, I have to think about it a little bit more intently to get you the number. But as we're working through shipping and receiving, as we're working through our training, we try to develop this skill, enhance your skill in math, so that when you are in the workforce, you'd be able to complete any assignments that are, that you need to do some math in. And then English, it's contextualized. We won't ask you to read, the great works of Shakespeare. There will not be 10-page papers, but it is to make sure that you are able to understand, comprehend information in a written format, and then also be able to communicate. So the English, contextualized English, is more of a communications training, where we practice our speaking skills and then definitely develop our ability to, project, use the right tone, and be able to assist you when it comes to interview skills. Hands-on training, forklift training. We have 6 machines that you can be trained on for forklift certification. We are not a specific forklift training program. We are a general warehouse training, transportation, distribution, and logistics, but that does not mean we don't teach forklift. We do have 6 machines that we train on to make sure that anyone that comes to our program is ready to go on the workplace, in the work field, and be able to drive a machine. We have narrow aisle lift trucks. We have electric sit-downs. We have propane sit-downs, a rider walkie, a walk behind, and an order picker. So we have 6 available machines that you could test on, and then if you successfully complete the training for those machines, you will receive a Greater Westtown certificate of completion for those machines that you can carry with you. Well, on the plus side, as an alumni, every 3 years, you can come back and recertify at Greater Westtown. If you've worked in a warehouse before and you've received forklift certification or lift truck certification, when you leave that warehouse, they usually take the certification with them, because that's specific to their warehouse. Since ours is a general training, you're able to keep this forklift certification to prove that, in fact, you have tested and you have completed a training course that has forklift in it. And then our OSHA training is a 10-hour OSHA class for general warehouse safety. We do inventory control. We talk about the receiving functions. We talk about storage and warehousing, the layout of a warehouse, shipping functions, and then general transportation of our career field. And this does, we are in week 8 of our current training program, and it feels like we've just started training. So there is a lot of information that is provided to all our trainees so they have a better understanding of the industry, and for them to develop the next steps, because getting a job in shipping and receiving may be easy if you think of just the function of moving a box or unloading a truck or loading a truck. But then after a few years of that, we would like our alumni to be able to move forward in their career, so that we're talking about also developing some leadership skills, some managerial skills while in training, so that in time, Individuals that come through our program, our trainees, are able to move up in the career field and become those leads, those supervisors, those warehouse managers that we feel the industry is in desperate need of. Next slide, please. So the benefits of our program. Our program is no cost to you if you qualify financially. So there is no student debt. We provide job placement assistance. We are background friendly. And then we do provide transportation assistance. On top of that, we also are regularly speaking with our employer partners to find out if there are any job opportunities that our trainees can that their skills align with what is needed in the industry. And then we do follow up with job placement. Just this week, since it is week 8 of our shipping and receiving training program, we're starting to visit, not only go to shipping and receiving TDL job fairs, but we're also providing our employer partners to come to our agency. So they'll be able to do in-person interviews on site for us. We'll have about 2 to 3 companies each class that they'll visit. They'll talk about their company. They'll talk about any available jobs. And at that time, they'll set up interviews for our current students so that by the time they graduate in another 4 weeks, they'll be ready to start working. There may be even opportunity for early placement, but that is a case-by-case basis. We would definitely need to have you in our training program for enough for the testing to be completed and for you to receive all the certifications. The no cost to you. So that is something that as through the informational session, if you attend one of our informational sessions, we'll ask you for some documentation and we'll provide you some information. In order for you to be accepted, we would need this documentation, and that is more of an intake requirement that needs to be done, and it's birth certificate, driver's license, or state ID, proof of address, and some income proof as well. Our program was developed to serve low-income individuals, people that are underserved or they don't receive the type of services that are needed for financial stability. So these are some of the questions that we'll ask in order to provide you the training at no cost. And then we work with employers that are background friendly, so that's not a problem for us. If we can work with you and you really want to be employed, we will help you. We will provide opportunities for you to apply to these companies. And then, job placement assistance, I've mentioned that before. Our focus, we are workforce development. We're here to provide you with the path to employment. You just have to take that step and be able to come into our agency to apply. We do have a math and reading assessment, and then to do an in-person interview. Can I get the next slide, please? So these are the steps I was talking about. The first step is you need to come into one of our informational sessions. They're held every Tuesday and every Wednesday. We would like you to be there at 8:45 so we could begin the session at 9 o'clock. This is where you'll complete the application. You'll get a tour of our facility, and then you'll have to do an industry assessment for shipping and receiving. And then you will have to sit for a 30-minute reading and 30-minute math locator. So this prepares you for the next step, which is the full assessment and the documentation stage. During the informational session, you'll be provided with the requirements of what you need to bring in for the following step. We'll let you know when to schedule you. Usually those assessment dates, documentation stage dates are on Thursdays, so you could do it in the same week. Come in on Wednesday, come back on Thursday to provide documentation. And then the final stage is a selection stage. That is where we gather all the information we have about the applicant, and then we'll schedule an in-person interview. That in-person interview is done to really assess your strengths or anything that you need improvement on in order for us to invite you into training or let you know about any other opportunities that we may have or next steps that need to be taken. Next slide. So all you need to apply, you need to be 18 years or older. This is an adult training program. You need to be an Illinois resident, provide proof of residency in Illinois. You need to be able to work in the United States, attend one of our informational sessions, complete the application with work history. If you're coming in to apply, please make sure to include your work history, all work history. We need to make sure that you have some industry skill or you have some employment skill, so that we could continue developing your skills moving forward. And we will ask you to take a drug test due to the safety of our all our trainees and our the machines that you will be riding in. We will make sure that you do complete a drug test and you pass it. There are, case-by-case scenarios, so if that is a question, please feel free to come in and talk to us, and we'll let you know what the next steps are. Next slide. So when I mentioned qualifications to receive this at no cost, if you are unemployed or you're receiving unemployment in the past 5 years, this program is available to you at no cost. So if you're underemployed, that means that you are working a job, maybe it's part-time, but you're not making enough to be financially stable. This program can also be at no cost to you. Returning citizens, if you're experiencing any type of houselessness or homelessness, English as a second language, or your basic skills deficient, and those are things that we will ask you, or we will talk to you about. Not ask you, we will talk to you about during informational session, so you know more about our program. Our focus again is to train job skills for employment. And we can only offer the opportunity. You would need to take the step in coming in, completing all these stages, and then waiting for us to form a class to start. Again, our next class for shipping and receiving is May 27. So you have over a month to apply, to come in, to do the informational session, and then be able to continue the application process with documentation and then the final interview. Like I mentioned, the documentation, you'll be told more about it when you attend our informational session. You'll speak to our intake personnel or intake specialist. They'll let you know exactly what you need to bring in to provide proof, and that way we can begin the process of finding out if we can provide this program to you at no cost. And next slide, I think it's the last slide. Yes, so here is all our information. I'll pause for a minute, take a picture, write this down. Or maybe try to remember it as best as possible. But we are Greater Westtown. We are located at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois, 60612. You can reach us at 312-563-9028, and just ask to either be registered for our upcoming informational session. Remember, those are every Tuesday and Wednesday at 8:45. We'll begin sharply at 9, so please be there. It should last until about 11 o'clock. We'll go 9 to 10 for the informational session and the tour, and then from 10 to 11, you'll take that math and reading locator. You can find us on Facebook at Greater Westtown Project. You can email us training@gwtp.org. You can find us online at gwtp.org. And again, our orientations for shipping and receiving, it says on the screen Wednesday, but we are taking people in on Tuesdays as well. If you can make it at Tuesday, 8:45, we'll be able to provide you with the informational session and orientation. I'd just like to, thank you very much for your time. If you stayed through this whole presentation, we really appreciate it. We would love to have you stop by our agency. If you just want more information, maybe you want to provide this information to others, you're more than welcome to stop by our agency at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard. You could always ask to get a brochure. We have flyers, brochures. Maybe you want to give it to someone, or you passed this, you saw this on YouTube, and maybe you want to bring it to, a youth congregation, or maybe you just happen to go to the YMCA, or you have any other club that you're a part of, and you're like, this may work for others. Maybe it's not for me, but it's for others. Please stop by our agency and just ask if you can get some of our flyers, some of our brochures. We would love to have more people know about us. That way we are continuing the mission of Greater Westtown, which is to provide educational and economic opportunities to the west side of the city. So my name is AJ. I am the Associate Director of Vocational Training, also an instructor for shipping and receiving and woodworking. And thank you for your time, and we would love to see you soon.